So today we're going to be looking at serialized fiction and the options that it gives you either as a writer or a publisher. There's a lot of buzz around serialized fiction right now. It's always been a thing, be it online or in magazines, and it has been a starting point for a lot of authors. And so if you're thinking about it either as an author or a publisher, it might be worth knowing what you're getting into before you start. It is an interesting form of marketing. It is a great way to get your work out there for a very low cost, but just like any other form, you're going to want to know what you're getting into to begin with. So hopefully that's what we can give you here today. In the future, we're going to do another video on all of the different platforms that are currently available to you as a writer. And that'll give you a better idea of what each platform gives you. But today, we're just going to go into the pros and cons of what serialized fiction can bring to the table. And hopefully this gives you a better idea of where to start. If you're new to the channel or new to passive income, then welcome. My name is Sarah, and this is I Publish Ghostwriters. On this channel, we're here to help you create passive income that works for you, especially when it comes to online publishing. We've published hundreds of books in dozens of different languages on Amazon KDP, Ingram Spark, Audible, and tons more. The content we create is to help you do the same thing and achieve the sort of financial freedom that passive income can bring. As always, if you like this video or you want to see more like it, go ahead and leave a like down below so that we can provide you with the kind of content that you want to see. And if you want more videos like this or on passive income, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss a single video. We're always trying new things so that we can bring you the best tips, tricks, and tutorials. So you're going to want to stay dialed in. There are tons of pros and cons. So if you are looking into serialized fiction as an option, whether you are an indie author yourself or you're looking to start an indie author or an indie publishing business, you need to be able to weigh the pros and those cons against each other and decide whether or not this is a platform or a style that you're interested in getting into. With Kindle Vella expanding into what it is currently, going from beta to a platform that is offering these monetized serialized fiction, you need to know what you're getting into if you decide to go into this. Today we're going to look through the hits and the misses of serialized fiction so that hopefully you feel a little bit more geared towards deciding whether or not this is a direction you want to go. Okay, first off, we're going to go through the pros. Serial fiction is much more accessible. Writing for an online audience means that you've got a wealth of options for audience building. Offering it for free to readers is definitely a huge selling point. All readers really need to get started is a link, and there are tons of platforms that make getting that serialized story into your readers' hands exceedingly easy. Blogging platforms such as Tumblr or Blogger offer massive user bases to glean your audience from, though there are more specialized platforms such as Inspired, there's Kindle Vella, there is Radish, there is Wattpad, or all of those which are specifically designed for serialized fiction. Additionally, the news blogging platform Medium has a robust fiction section that many can make use of. Alternatively, you can always start your own website and publish directly through your WordPress blog. This option, of course, requires much more in the way of technical ability or familiarity with CSS or PHP, but your ability to customize your website is nearly unlimited. A really good example is Andy Weir, the best-selling author of The Martian. Originally, he published The Martian one chapter at a time for free on his website, which not only gained him a tribe of readers, but also eventually caught the attention of publishers. This led to his first book contract and the film adaptation of his novel. And then there are websites like Web Fiction Guide and Muse's Success, which offer authors an easy way to list their work on as well. Serial fiction comes with numerous options of monetization. While many of these options could be used by any old author, the online platform often means that many of these options will be front and center in terms of making a few bucks off your labors of love. First off, the ability to place ads on your chapters. Certainly each ad viewed by a reader might net you a fraction of a cent, and a click might net you a couple cents. As your audience grows, you'll be starting to notice an increase in that income. Having your work online also means that your readers will be regularly shown a link to, say, a Patreon profile, which readers can donate monthly in exchange for some perks. Some authors make enough to consider writing a full-time job just off of Patreon alone. Then there are one-off crowdfunding campaigns offered by platforms like Indiegogo or Kickstarter for when you're ready to publish but need a little help to get it going. It is cheap to produce and easy to experiment with. If you're sick of the beginning, middle, end construction of a 3-act structure, the way serial fiction works allows you to forgo it almost entirely. If you want to challenge the notion of the hero's journey, serial fiction might be the way to go. Some serialized fiction, such as Alexander Aaron's Tale of MU, have been running for over a decade. As daunting as that is, it means that there may not have to be a definitive end to that story. It's also really cheap to produce. The only investment you need to make is either your time or the lower investment of a short form story if you're going to be outsourcing it. Of course, running your own site, there's going to be hosting fees, marketing, domain register costs, or all of that to be concerned with. But if you are publishing on a platform like Wattpad or Kindle Vella, the costs may be much lower. Now, there are drawbacks. First off, serialized fiction is kind of hard to market. There are thousands, if not millions, of eager readers online who are almost way too happy to read free fiction. However, the problem is you're also competing with the reader's time with every other serial fiction author over the internet. Sometimes it can be exceedingly difficult to draw people in without spending a pretty penny on online marketing. It can be done to varying degrees of success, depending on your comfort with social media or marketing tools that you have at your disposal, but it really depends on the amount of time that you're willing to spend. As with anything else, the best form of marketing is word of mouth. Serial fiction is also a huge time investment. Many seem to think that if you write it, they will come. This is sort of true, but also comes with many caveats. Namely, you have to be good at crafting stories, and while it's a good option for novice storytellers to build their craft, veterans often find it far less rewarding as time moves on. Not only are you spending countless hours writing, editing, and building your online presence, but you're also spending way more time trying to draw those readers in, communicating with potential readers on forums or social media, and a lot of other concerns. Many young authors give up on writing serials despite having incredibly engaging stories simply due to burnout. Time that could be better spent doing more productive things can be bogged down in dealing with things other authors don't generally have to deal with. Finally, serial fiction rarely has the reach of traditional publishing. Now, not everyone can be E.L. James, who turned her Twilight fanfiction into a massively profitable and somewhat controversial book and film with 50 Shades of Grey. Truth be told, E.L. James is on the higher end of success stories, finding herself at the high end of success scale for authors. James, King, and Rowling are rare examples of success. That's just not advice for serial writers, but writers in general. Especially if you are outsourcing that writing, it is going to take some time to create your brand and create sort of a name for yourself within your communities and your niches. It's really rare that an individual can afford to live off of their writing, let alone own a mansion. Now, when you are just getting started as an indie author, don't go into this serialized fiction thinking, yes, this book is going to do it. If you are an indie publisher, it's going to take several books to get yourself started. Just sort of setting that ground, that base level for yourself is going to do more work than it's going to be immediate hit success. There's a lot to consider when you're thinking about the way that you want to publish your story. I'm not here to tell you which one is better because at the end of the day, it all comes down to the way that you want your story to be read. If you're building a name for yourself or you want to market your story to people who might be on the fence about buying an entire story, then you can try providing a couple chapters for free or on a platform that they're already on. This way you can hook them in while still keeping them coming back for everything else you might want to publish in the future. If you're an indie publisher considering looking into serialized fiction as a way to build your brand, be it in short-form romance or other genres you might find interesting, it might be worth considering serialized fiction as one of your lower-cost offerings once you've laid the groundwork of your niche research and made sure that your story will sell. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video or you want to see more videos like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. If you're looking for more content like this now, go ahead and check out some of the other videos on the channel, or let us know down below what kind of videos you'd like us to create. That's going to be all for today. This has been I Publish Ghostwriters, and I will see you next time.